it is moi. And I am going to read, I don't know if it's a wedding yet, but maybe it's a wedding. I'm okay with both. I'm easy. I like both. Should I do Snarry or Drarry? Snarry, Drarry. How about I do a combination? Okay. I decided to skip to the birth of Harry and Severus's baby because of all this anticipation is killing me. The pregnancy lasted 3 months. Magic pregnancy. Let's just say it like that. It doesn't have to last that long. Harry's POV. The months of this pregnancy were the best. I know I had a bump and would give birth soon. It was March and Sevy was killing me over his excitement. Harry, what are we going to name her? He kept asking me. How about Lucifer? I asked, and his smile widened. I love it, he said. Come here. Side thing to say is that me and an ex-friend of mine, we colored this picture of a person that we had to roll for numbers to make its attributes. We called it Lucy Lucifer, So that's what a coincidence. What? I asked, confused, but was interrupted by him pulling me into a warm kiss. I melted into it before I was distracted by something dripping down my leg. A pain that felt like I was being ripped open. Wow. Really good at describing what water breaking and a contraction is. Love that. Okay. What's wrong, Harry? Sevy asked, concerned. The baby. I think she's ready, I said, I said, crumbling to the ground. Sevy immediately picked me up, bridal style, and rushed me to Poppy. After casting a Patronus to tell her we were coming, when he got there, Poppy had a bed set up and ready for me. Sevy put me on the bed and sat in the chair, holding my hand as I gave birth to our child. Poppy took out her wand and gave me a magical assistance. Since I was a male, after a few painful hours, Lucy was here. He is so lucky. Do you know how many hours it takes to have a baby? Some people have it for 6 hours straight. Some have it for 18 hours. Some, in the past, if you ever, back in King Henry's time, his third wife died at childbirth because she was giving birth to his only son for 3 days straight. So, childbirth is painful. I'll be back, Harry, Sevy said, kissing me and Lucy on the head and walking out. Sevy's POV. I know. I should have had a nursery done before he gave birth, but I was busy with all the injuries he obtained and his sister coming back, I told Petunia. She was Harry's aunt, but she was really nice once she got to know her. With her vile husband around. Without her vile husband around. Okay. I know. Wait, no, I already said that. Yes, you should have known. You should have. Now, you'll be gone for weeks, and poor Harry will be left with the baby, she screeched. I didn't screech because my dad's downstairs, and he'll come upstairs like, what's wrong? She cared about Harry, but never showed it because of her husband, yet again, he was like the child. They lost to her a blessing to her, but a disaster to her husband. Just help me, I groaned. I didn't even get to hold my daughter after she was born. I just wanted to get this done. I'd better be here when Harry and Lucy get to see it, she groaned, grabbing the paint and painting the walls. Harry's POV. It's been weeks, and Sevy hasn't been back yet. He's alive, I know that for sure, because we talk through the mind link every now and then. What are you? I asked him multiple times. It's a surprise, was his reply. Every time I'd settle down for bed, it was always cold. The inviting warmth that Sevy gave off wasn't there anymore. Lucy was the only thing that kept me from going insane. After all, she was my daughter, and I had to keep it together for her. Hi, my little angel. How's Daddy's favorite little girl? I asked, but expecting a reply since she couldn't talk. All I got was little giggles as I grabbed her bottle from her. I put it in her mouth, and she drank from it immediately. Just like Daddy. Are we so eager? I said, thinking of Sevy. A few tears fell. I wiped them away. Then Sevy spoke through the mind link. I'll be back in a few days, he said, and I felt happy for the first time in weeks. Yay, I missed you. I miss you too, Emerald. How's our little angel? He asked. You know, it's kind of ironic that they name her Lucifer and they're calling her an angel. Ow. Okay. Now I'm thinking of Supernatural. No. Okay, anyways. He asked, and she's wonderful. Her hair is growing. It's black and the same untidy mess as mine. Her eyes are black, as she even has your nose. So he has a pointy nose. Very, very noble. You know that if you have a pointy nose, that means you're noble. If you have a perfect nose, you're known as like a noble's child or something like that. I don't know. Something about that. It's some nose, they nose as the pointy nose as noble because they're sassy and something like that. I replied, a little too happy. Okay, Emerald. Love. He replied, and I could tell he was laughing. I love you, Sevy, I said. I love you too, Emerald, was the reply before the mind link was broken. Like my heart. Lucy fell asleep, and I went to the uninviting cold of me and Sevy's bed and fell asleep. It's been a few days, and Sevy told me that he would be arriving back today. I was absolutely giddy about it. As I was feeding Lucy, I heard someone walk in. I was assuming it was Hermione. I was going to say Ron and Hermione, but it says Hermione, so I went Hern. Like a heron, but a hern. Hermione and Ron to come and check on their godchild, or Athena coming to check on us. In here, I yelled, and they walked in. They walked in the little room we had set up for Lucy. Whoever it was wrapped their arms around me, around my waist, kissed my neck, but then I could only guess it was Sevy. Sevy, is that you? I asked. Who else would it be? He asked, every breath landing on my neck. I think it should be every word landing on my neck, but okay. I don't know, some mad rapist. Oh, I shouldn't laugh at that, but I will. Damn. That's a good one. That's bad joke, but I really like bad humor, so My fault, I said sarcastically, and turned around. It was him. His hair was up in a bun. Ooh, a man bun. You know what? I really like some man buns, but it depends. If it's like a messy hair bun that you didn't care about your hair, that's kind of cute. It's like a girl's hair. But if it's like, if you have ever seen like the old man buns and you're just like, what? Just cut it. It makes me just want to go up to one of them, go behind them and snip with the scissors. But anyways, moving on. Sorry. His hair was up in a bun, and he was smiling at the bundle in my arms as well as at me. Stop gawking before you drop the baby, Harry, he said, and I chuckled. Want to hold her? I asked, unsure of what he'd say. Yes, of course, he replied, and he took her from me. She started to cry at the man she didn't recognize. Hey, it's me. It's Daddy. He said, rubbing her nose, and she calmed down. Yeah, if you want to know anything about babies and how they know that it's their parent, well, with the mother, they know it by the heartbeat. If they hear the heartbeat, they've known that heartbeat ever since they were created in the womb. So they won't, like, every time, for example, they had this video online that had the baby would not stop crying no matter what. It would cry itself to sleep every time because the mother died at childbirth. But she was a donor. Everyone tried to keep her that would be like important later, but every family member tried to make it stop crying, but this guy who had the heart of the mother, they gave it to him and it stopped crying immediately. Isn't it kind of weird? It's kind of really sad but true, and how they know it's the father is that if they remember the voice, if you talk to the baby in the womb every night or talk around it, they'll know who you are, because they don't have any sight because they can't see, but they can hear, and you're like, that's Dad. That's someone I know. That's someone I can be around and comfortable with. It's kind of cool. I like that too. How'd you know to do that? I asked in shock. He did research. No, I'm kidding. I had this thing when I was a baby when I could stop. I would cry uncontrollably. My parents would run my nose, and I would calm down. So it was only a guess. He said, I have a trait that when I was a baby, that if you rub in between my eyes, I would fall asleep instantly. It happened to my mother too when she was pregnant with me. So it was really weird traits that you get when you're little. I said, and he chuckled. Let me see the bottle so we can put her to bed and go to bed ourselves, he said. I looked at my watch. It was 9 o'clock at night. You let a baby stay up at 9 o'clock? Are you nuts? The thing is that if babies go to bed really late, they get cranky when you get up in the morning, because you do make a lot of noise, and then they're like, why did you wake me up? It's like a teenager. Why did you wake me up? You're not supposed to do that. If you get what I mean. It's you need to stop, not make noise at the middle of the night, or when you wake up and the baby's still asleep. And, well, it could also be a plus, because you're getting all the knowledge about babies right now. You could eat, and then if the baby starts whining after you eat, you can then feed it, and you don't have to worry about eating yourself. So there could be a plus or a minus about it. I didn't even realize it. Okay, here. I'm going to shower. Haven't had one had one of those in weeks, I said, and he scrunched up his nose. Don't give me that. I had to take care of your daughter when you were God knows where. Oh wait, okay, that's Harry. I was like, wait a minute, if he's talking about in one of those in weeks, why didn't he? That's right, there's no other parent, so he can't really do anything other than watch the baby. So, I understand. Hold up. Okay, here. I'm going to shower. Haven't had one of those in weeks, I said, and he scrunched up his nose. Don't give me that. I had to take care of your daughter when you were God knows where. True. When I get her down, I'll join you, he said. I nodded, walking off. I slipped in the shower. When the warm water hit me, all my muscles relaxed. You know what's really weird? Sorry, I'm giving you so much information, but, about all your muscles relax, even your bladder, which is the weirdest thing. Is it because that you needed to relax? I try to go to the bathroom before I go take a shower, but it doesn't work, which is the accent came back. It doesn't really, it just stays, and why do we accidentally pee in the shower when we went to the bathroom before? Doesn't make sense, but if you know, comment down below. A little while into my shower, Savvy joined me. I missed you so much, I said on the verge of the breakdown. I know, Harry. I know. I missed you too. I regretted it the very minute I left you, he said, hugging me as tears slid down my face. What were you doing? I asked, knowing what the answer was. It's a surprise, Harry. You'll see it in the summer holidays, he replied, and I nodded. After our shower, we put on our boxers and went to bed. For once. They sleep in their boxers too. I don't know how you can sleep with just underwear on. It's just so weird. Sorry. I have to have something on my top and my bottom. I can't have it on. I can't, no. Mm-mm. Or a nightie that covers everything. Can't just have it on bottom. Well, I guess they're boys, so I mean, whatever. For once, everything felt right. Like I was there. I was supposed to be in Severus Snape's arms. Should I really push it? I don't think I should. I'm thinking about doing a crossover of having my Drarry and my Snarry in one video. Should I? You know what? By golly, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna do it. I don't know what's wrong with me. Update. Okay. Oh no, this is a sad one. Chapter 18. Mention of suicide. Oh crap. Harry's POV. Draco and I were seated at the kitchen table, discussing plans for the wedding. He was sitting on my lap and we were researching wedding ideas. Okay, Willie, well, you said small and intimate, so how about maybe 50 guests, he suggested. I was doing the math in my head. That'll work, yeah. Okay, he wrote it down. So, who are we inviting? The Weasleys, I stated. Do you want to invite Jenny? we could rub it in her face, I giggled, and he chuckled. Nah, she doesn't need to be there, he said. I smiled and held his hand tighter. All right, so Mr. and Mrs. Ron, George, and I guess Percy. I scrunched up my nose and then sighed. Bill and Fleur, Charlie. I can't even think of the twin. It's George and... No. I can't think of the twin's name. I'm such a horror fan. It's George and, I have to think of the scene where she mixes up the names. George and... Is it actually Bill? I don't think it is. I'm such a bad fan. Well, I'm horrible with names anyways. I forget my friends' names because I can only picture faces. Anyways, I thought he died. I didn't say that. I didn't say. All right, that's 8 people. And Hermione, he said. Sorry. I was trying to find out what the other ones are. I forgot my accent. All right, that's 8 people. And Hermione, he smiled. 9, he wrote down all the names. My mother and Blaze, 11. What about Pansy? I asked and looked up at him. He bit his lip and shook his head. No, we stopped talking after the war, he told me, and I nodded. I'm sorry. I frowned and he pecked my lips. It's all right. I gave a small smile. Who else? What professor did you enjoy? I asked. I liked McGonagall and Snape. I frowned, as did he. I held him tighter and kissed his chin. Well, I'm sure Snape would have loved to come. Oh yeah, I forgot. Do you know how ironic it is that Snape died, but also did Alan Rickman die in real life of prostate cancer, the worst cancer to have because it's the most painful. But I hope it didn't hurt him. That's all I heard. Rest in peace, Alan Rickman and Snape. Okay, anyways, I said softly, and he gave another small smile. So McGonagall, Hagrid, definitely. Well, that's all I could think of. Okay, so that's 13. How many people from work would you invite? I'm close to maybe 7 of them, I said. A few of them are married. And he nodded and wrote them down. So far, that's 20. I talked to maybe 5 in my department, he said. So, how about this? He said, and I raised an eyebrow. Oh my gosh, I got an itchy nose from that. I raised an eyebrow for him to go on. We just wrote out the invitations and give them an option of a +1. That'll work, I agreed, and he smiled, pecking my lips. How many times do you have to peck lips? Oh my gosh, it's already the honeymoon phase. I have an itch. Hold on. I don't know what it is that the problem with is that I have so much sweat, it dries, and then I itch it so bad that I start getting sores on my legs. You didn't need to know that. Okay. Ouch. Alright, what kind of food? Alright, what kind of food? Buffalo, I saw a buffet and I said buffalo. I'm such an idiot. Buffet style. This way people can eat what they want and they're not limited to the amount of food they want to eat. Okay then, what kind of food do you want? Steak, chicken, pasta, turkey, salad. Where's the sweets? Oh no. Oh gosh. There's a reference. If you don't know the ship, I am sorry. What do you want? Potatoes, he smirked. And apples. If you don't understand that reference to what other ship there is, I'm sorry. People in the comments will tell you. Maybe. I don't know. We can have apple pie for dessert. Is that it? I smiled. And treacle tarts. Never heard of those. I might have to try some. You and those treacle tarts, Potter. He should come back and say, you and that dang apple all the time. Do you remember what happened at Hogwarts? You kept on eating apples. I almost burped because I laughed too hard. Okay. He picked me up right as well and spun me around, planting a kiss on my lips. You kiss too much. I'm sorry. I never said that about a ship, but you kiss too much. You've loved them since school. They're good, I defended. Just like my dragon, he smirked. Author's note, wink wink. Why do I really like this author? This author's me. I love you, baby raven, he said as he put me down. I wrapped my arms around his waist. I love you more. I buried my face into his chest. So, when do you want the wedding to be? How about July 17th? He asked. It's the middle of the summer. Why the 17th? I don't know. I like that number. All right, I agreed. Is that a Friday or a Saturday? Let me look. He said, and he pulled out a calendar and looked. He looked at me, scrunching up his nose. It's a Sunday. Would that be an issue with work? I asked, and he bobbed his head from side to side. Maybe we'll do this day before the 16th? Okay, but now we need to pick a venue, I said, and he looked at me with a shy smile on his face. How about Wadeston Manor? He asked. It's the Aylesbury, Buckinghamshire. Is that a fake place? Is that like a poke at New Hampshire or something? Probably not. I'm just dumb. Anyways, let's go on. How do you know about that place? I questioned. I heard someone talk about it at school. We can check it out. I like that idea, I smiled. I'll call to make an appointment. He nodded and I called the venue. Draco's POV. I was playing with my ring while Harry was in the shower. I was in our bed, okay? Not on our bed. In our bed in deep thought when he walked into the room. Are you okay, Dragon? He asked, and I looked over to him. He was just in a towel. Ooh. Oh my. Shield your eyes, children. Did you think we moved too fast? I asked, and he frowned. Dropped the towel, put on pashers. Literally just after that. Whoosh, just flash him. You think what now? Make him rethink that question. He walked over to me and I lied next to him in the bed. Are you having second thoughts? He asked. No, not second thoughts. I don't know. He crawled on top of me. Oh. Please don't get me demonetized. I love my job. Please don't. Come on, talk to me. He poked my nose. We only really got together in September. And now we're in the middle of January and we're planning a wedding. You were excited about it a couple hours ago. He frowned. I am excited, I tried, and I bit my lip. We don't have to get married just yet, he told me quietly. Tears started making their way into his eyes, but he tried blinking them away. Don't cry, Raven. Why are you crying? Well, there must be something I did. He started crying more. For not to want you to get married. To marry me. No, I pleaded. You didn't do anything. It's me. He just continued crying and rolling off of me. Harry, please, I begged. I'm so sorry, is all he could choke out. I wrapped my arms around him, but he pushed me away. Harry, please, can we talk? I need time. He rushed out before getting up and leaving the room. I heard the room next to ours slam, as I could tell he went to his old room. I sighed and got up, leaving my room. I walked over to the door and tried to get in, but the door was locked. I took out my wand and pointed at it. Alohomora, I spat. The door didn't budge, which means he put up wards. I knocked on the door. Harry, please open the door. He didn't say anything. Please open the door. I don't want to talk, he shouted clearly. Please, I begged. He didn't say anything, so I growled and punched the door. I groaned in pain and decided to go to bed. We'll resolve it in the morning. He just needs to sleep on it. I went back to my room and went to sleep. I'm sorry, Draco. I'm leaving, Harry said as he packed his bags. No, please, don't leave me, Harry, I cried. I want to marry you. No, you don't. You made that clear last year. He sobbed. I love you, but obviously you don't love me. No, I do. I love you a lot. Goodbye. He left. The boy who lived dies at age 31. What? What? Oh. No. What? We got a report that our very own Harry had committed suicide after he split up with... Please tell me this is a dream. This cannot... I'm getting mad at this author right now. I already read a suicide one. I can't read another one. We got reports that our very own Harry Potter had committed suicide after he split up with his fiancée, Draco Malfoy. Our sources say no note was left, but we have been in contact with friends that have told us that he just recently split up with his fiancée 1 year. They haven't been together for a year, but okay. Anyways, I blotted awake, trying to catch my breath, when I heard a scream coming from where Harry was. I jumped out of bed and tried his door. It was locked, but his screams were getting louder. My shoulder bumped the door hard and got in. I ran over to his wrenched body and shook him awake. Draco! Wait. I thought Draco was the problem. No. Draco? He cried. You were having a nightmare. I have to process this. Hold on. I thought that was real. I just need to read horror stories on this channel as well. Just see me blow up over those. You were having a nightmare, baby raven, I said, and he clung on hard to me, sobbed into my chest. I stroked his hair and pushed him over so I can goosh. Get over. Plop. It's okay, baby, I cooed. I'm sorry, he sobbed. We can wait, he cried. No, we don't have to, I told him. Did they have the same dream? Because if they had the same dream, this problem would be solved immediately. Anyway. I can't lose you again. I guess they did. They did have the same dream. Thank you. Oh, you would have seen a side of me that you didn't want to see. Sorry, I'm getting stressed. No, we don't have to, I told him. I can't lose you again, and I will if we wait. I told him, and he looked up from my chest. Are you sure? Anime character be like, I would marry you tomorrow if I could. I'm sorry, I just panicked. But I want to marry you, I told him. A stray tear fell from his eye, and I wrapped myself around. I wiped. Why did I read that as wrapped? It's wipe. Okay. I'm an idiot. Okay. I love you so much, Harry James Potter. I love you more, Draco Lucius Malfoy. You know how... What the heck? Their parents were so egotistical, they named their name as their middle name. Sometimes I would like to punch James in the face. So is Lucius, but anyways, I kissed his lips. Come on, let's go to bed. I picked him up, bridal style, and we walked to our bed. I placed him down, cuddling up next to him closely. What was your dream about? I asked, stroking his messy locks. Do you remember the first nightmare I had the first night we were here? He asked, and I tried to rack my brain for it. It was about me. Yeah, well, it was that one. I lost you. I don't want to lose you. I don't want to lose you either. Is that what your nightmare was about? He asked, and I froze. How did you know I had a nightmare? Well, when you love someone, you feel their pain. He told me, and I pouted slightly. Can you tell me about it? He asked softly. Well, you left me. I bit my lip. And then you killed yourself after we broke up. I told him, and I hugged him tighter. And he cuddled closer than we already were. It's okay. It was only a dream. He kissed my neck and sending shivers down my spine. How about when we're planning our wedding and you get too stressed out, we take a break and talk about it? All right. I love you, Harry. I love you more, Draco. I leaned down and kissed his head. His breathing evened up quickly, noting he was asleep. Good night, Raven. Author's note. I suggest you look up the venue. I had to do some research, seeing as I don't live in England. Oh, it's a place in England. Okay. But the venue is so sick. It's so nice, in my opinion. Isn't venue like where you have like the after party? Because I've heard venue before, but I've never looked it up. Man, that was a lot. Yeah. There's too many ads on my phone right now. Go away. There. I touched it. Are you happy now? I'm sorry. I just yelled at an app. So guys, I know it's really long. It's already 41 minutes, but I had 2 parts in here. I had part... I don't know how many parts from the Snarry episode and my Drarry of, I think, 18. I hope you really liked it. I did. I had a lot of emotions right now. I'm feeling stressed. I want to kill somebody for making me this stressed. Well, not like somebody. Won't mention any names. But thank you for watching. If you have any comments of me actually reading these in the same video, please let me know. I wanted to jazz stuff up, and I wanted to hear from you guys. What do you like? What do you don't like? Let me know. Don't be mean, please. I'm literally haven't been on my antidepressants for 2 weeks because they make me gain a lot of weight, and I've been struggling with a lot of depression and anxiety and also don't forget, if you wanted me to talk about what happened in the past like 3 weeks, I will make a whole video talking about it because it's a lot. I'll make a video of talking about it on Tuesday if no one says anything, with a friend, and I'm going to be explaining it with him because I haven't actually seen this guy in 4 years. So we're going to be hanging out, walking, maybe even sitting down, enjoying nature, but then we're going to talk about what happened, and he's going to be shook, and you probably guys are going to be shook too. But be happy, be healthy, and always be loving. Love you guys.
I wish to create a perfect human being, selecting the best organs from different corpses.
5 innocent people killed.